So let's start with constructors, the ninth chapter for second PUC computer science. So let's discuss this chapter in the form of important questions that we will get from this chapter. Okay, so what is a constructor? What are its types? Is the first question. This is for 2 marks. Okay, in this you have to mention the definition and what are the types. So a constructor is a special member function which has the same name and the class, and it is used to create memory and object. So a constructor is a special member function. Okay, it is a special kind of member function which has the same name and the class. Okay, and as the class, it has same name as the class, and it is used to create memory and object. Now, what are its types? The types are default or zero argument, parameterized constructor, so default constructor or zero argument constructor. It's that way. Okay. Second is parameterized constructor. Third is copy constructor. Now, second question. See, it was just as simple as that. If you understand what is the question, what is the answer? Okay. So now, what is a destructor? Okay. So this chapter is all about constructors as well as destructors. So what is a destructor now? Destructor is a special member function which is used to destroy the object. See, constructor is used to create the object. Destructor is used to destroy the object, right? And of course, destructor also has the same name as of the class. Now, what are the symbol used? Right, the symbols used in the destructor is the question, right? The second part of the question. So, what are the symbols used? It's on the right side of the screen, as you can see here. Okay, they are, the first one is the tiled one, and the second is the single dot, third is the four dots together, and fourth one is one dot up, one dot, two dots, okay, as in the form of a colon, and the last one is a phi symbol. So this is all about our second question. Coming to the third question, again a 2 marker, that is any two rules of a constructor. Okay, so the first one is they should have the same number, same name of the class, right? A constructor should have the same name of the class as well as its destructor, right? And it should be declared in the public section of the class. So we have three sections, right? Three access specifiers. First is the private one, second is the public, and third is the protected one. So this constructor should be declared in the public section of the class. Okay, and they do not have any return type. Okay, they do not have any return type. These three are the rules of a constructor. Now coming to the fourth question this side. Features of default constructor. So now we learned about the three types up, right? Default constructor, parameterized constructor, and copy constructor. Now learning about what is the features of the default constructor. Okay, so they do not have a parameter, hence they are known as zero argument. Now why they are known as zero argument constructors? Because they do not accept any parameters, they do not have any parameters. So this is one of the feature. Now are they are automatically created whenever an object is created. Okay, they are automatically created when an object is created, and they should be always declared in the public section of the class, as we also discussed as the rules of the constructor, right? So this is also a type of constructor, only the same rule will apply here. Now what are copy constructors? Then the third type, special type of constructor that helps to copy the data from one object to another, is known as a copy constructor. Okay, now the next question for us over here is write the syntax for defining a constructor and a destructor. Okay, so coming to this, here goes the syntax, that is class name, and we will open our bracket with a curly bracket. Then we have, yeah, just a second. Yeah, we will open it. Then we have public. Okay, this is the public section, as you can see, with a colon, and then class name. Here we are defining the constructor. Next we will enter the details inside and close it. Now with this tiled symbol that we studied in the symbols of destructors, we will introduce or we will define our destructor. Okay, so again we will add our details and close the class or close the example. Okay, now here one more 5 marker, now introducing 5 markers with you. So the first 5 marker is what are the characteristics of constructors. First characteristic is that same name of the class, right? It has the same name of the class. It should not be any member of any class, it should not be a member of any class. Now we learned here, right? What are actually constructors? They are special member functions. So they are not the member of any class. Okay, they are not the member of any class. And third one, declared in the public section of the class. Okay, we have seen it in an example question also. Now, it can be overloaded. They can be overloaded, and they do not return any return value. They do not return any value. Okay, they have no return type, or they do not return any value. Now coming to the next question, that is explain default constructor. Now constructor which do not take any parameter is known as a default constructor, as we saw above, right? And they are also known as zero argument constructor, right? Because they do not take any parameter. Now we have to write the syntax also. When it is of 5 mark, 1 mark is for the definition, and the 1 mark is for syntax, and the rest of the 3 marks is for the example. Or they may divide it as in 2 marks for the syntax and 2 marks for the example as well. Okay, so coming to the syntax, that is class name, as we define a class, right? And then opening again the public section of the class, defining our constructor over here in the form of class name, adding our details and closing it up. Now coming to our example. Now we will start with, of course, the constant flow of our C++ program, that is hashtag include iostream.h. Class number, I have introduced my class called number. Okay, opening the bracket. Now int n. Okay, this is not in the public section, it is in the private section, right? So if I don't define any section, it is default as private section. Now for now, just remember that now I am defining in the public section number. Okay, this is my default constructor. Okay, so again I put n is equal to 0. Why? Because there are no parameters in my default constructor, right? So void read cout, enter the limit c in n, then void display. For I is equal to 0, I'll put my for loop. Okay, next I will put C out, natural numbers are. Okay, whatever the number they entered. So void main sum S1, S1 read, S1 display. So this is an example program for my default constructor. So coming to the ninth question for us. Explain parameterized constructor with implicit call or explicit call or initializing using assignment operator. So this is quite a lengthy question. We need to focus over here. So 5 marker, right? So any, we can have a look at these questions. Come on. So first one, explain parameterized constructor. This is the second type of our constructor, right? Parameterized constructor. So the constructor that takes more than one argument is called a parameterized constructor. The syntax for this is class name. In the public section, again I am defining my constructor, that is by giving it more than one argument, as you can see, right? Argument 1, argument 2, adding the details, closing it up. Now explaining it with implicit call, the first one. Now implicit call means the declaration of the object is followed by the argument list. Okay, it is followed by the argument list enclosed in the parenthesis. It should be enclosed in the parenthesis, that is a kind of bracket. Okay, so for an example, we have, yeah, this is our whole example for implicit call. So hashtag include iostream.h, that is the default piece in our C++ program, right? Class num. So this time my class name is num. Now int a b, defining in public section, again my, okay, constructor. So int m, int n. Okay, two arguments more than one. A is equal to m, b is equal to n. Void display cout, to display this, what is my a ka value, what is my b ka value. Okay, and void main num object 10, 20, object 1, display the whatever details we have given. So this is the program for our implicit call. Now next coming to our explicit call. Let's zoom it out. Yeah. So explicit call. Okay, the declaration of the object is followed by assignment operator, constructor name, and the argument list enclosed in the parenthesis. Till now we had only argument list enclosed in the parenthesis in the implicit call. But here we have the assignment operator, the constructor name, and the argument list enclosed in the parenthesis. For example, hashtag include iostream.h, the default piece, class num, again class name is num, int a b, public section I'm introducing num int m int n, of course more than one parameter, right, more than one argument because it is parameterized constructor. A is equal to m, b is equal to n, void display. So you don't you yeah, so one more thing, here it has to be in continuation, the same line it should be, okay, as I have written in this program, this C out A. Okay. So here you won't face much of the difficulties as all these programs are kind of similar. Okay, you just need to identify the difference, right? See, here if I see each and every step is similar, but I'm saying it's similar, okay? It's not same. How? Because see the last step, num object 1. Here I have written in explicit call, it is equal to num 1020 in bracket, right? But here it is what? Num object 1 in bracket only 10 and 20, okay, so in the same bracket 10 and 20 are following, but here we have an assignment operator. What is the assignment operator? It is equal to, then the constructor name num, and then 10 20, that is the argument list. Okay, coming to the next one, object one display. Okay, display it. Next, coming to the third method, that is initialization of object with assignment operator. So this is the last thing of this chapter. Okay, initialization of object with assignment operator. In this method, constructor uses exactly one argument. This method is followed by assignment operator and the value. So you have to understand the differences. Implicit call only the argument list. Okay, implicit call is only the argument list, as you can see here, right? Argument list. Explicit call, it is the assignment operator, the constructor name, and then the argument list. And for the initialization of object with assignment operator, it is followed by only the assignment operator and value. So again, hashtag iostream, include iostream.h, then class num, again my class ka name is num. Okay, opening bracket int a. So here exactly one argument as it is mentioned, right? So only one, int a. Public section again num int m, then a is equal to m, void display c out a is equal to, then we have void main num object 1 is equal to 10. Again you can see assignment operator is equal to object 1 dot display, and again closing the thing. So with this we finish our chapter called constructors and destructors as well. Okay, so these were the 9 important questions from the chapter 9. Thank you.